Welcome to my little book club. My name's Diana, and I can't wait to talk about books with you all. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to start with the first question. Maybe I'm going to skip the first question and come back to it because Shelly asked that question and she's not on yet. And I'm pretty sure she will be. So I'll start with the first one that Tanya asked, which is, what is your favorite book? Current favorite book. And this one is really a close call. I really should have put my glasses on too. Sorry, I'm going to be squinting at you guys all night. This one's really close, so I'm going to say both of them because I haven't decided which one I like more. It is a toss-up between... You know what? I am going to answer this with a book because you asked book and series. Those are two different questions. I'll go with book. Right now, I'm going to say my favorite book is The Legends of Eve, which is the arc that I received a couple weeks ago. It is a really close call because I also really loved Caraval. But I think, until I know where the series is going with both of them, I'm going to say it's Legends of Eve just by a hair. I love the story. It's so fast-paced. It's one of those books. It's long. There's a lot to it, but you don't realize it's some big, thick book. I'm assuming it'll be thick because it's so fast-paced. It's amazing. I'm going to follow that up with Tanya's questions about my favorite series. I think The Legends of Eve, which is the series, A Warrior's Path series, I think it will be up really close. But as of right now, it is actually the Caraval and Legendary series. And I have those right here. I'll put them that way. That'll be the right way. Actually, I'm turned around. But yeah, so those are my favorites right now. Awesome story. And the author, I think it could just be that Stephanie Garber herself, I've met her twice now. I think maybe she helps make me like the story so much because I know I've seen her, and she's just such a fun person. And I know the behind the scenes somewhat of the books. I mean, not totally. I don't know her, not like a personal friend, but she was really awesome to meet and really cool personality. I think that also helps just make it that much better. Tanya asked another question. What is one book that you remember not wanting to go to sleep so you could finish that book? I have a lot of these. Unless it's terrible, pretty much all books will keep me from sleeping. Because I'm not a good sleeper in general. As a kid, I'd say it was the Anne of Green Gables series. And now as an adult, it was the Caraval series. They're not up here. I took the series by Erica Taylor that she is writing. That one kept me up. And The Legends of Eve. I definitely missed a whole lot of sleep with The Legends of Eve. What is one book that taught you something? Could be anything. I'm going to put that on Little Women. I think I've talked about this briefly before. I think I talked about it in my favorites video. But I loved it. I read it in a time of my life after my mom. I finished reading it after my mom had passed away. I started it when she was sick. And I think it just taught me how a lot of bad happens, but that doesn't define how the future is going to go. That you can still end up with a beautiful life. Not necessarily happy, just beautiful, if that makes sense. And that, I remember, has always stood out to me. Even in the midst of the worst things, those worst things are only one short part of the big story. And those little things, as hard as they are, they help make your big story, your big book of life, beautiful. And that's what that taught me. So, what is one book that I reread the most over the years? So, Was there one in particular you read over and over as a teen versus now? And she goes on to explain about her Harry Potter books, and now it is The Host by Stephenie Meyers, which I should probably read that again. I remember enjoying that one a lot. As a kid, it was Anne of Green Gables. I probably read through that at least once a year, at least the first book. Maybe not the whole series, because there's like 8 books in the series or something like that. But I did often read Anne of Green Gables a lot. Then there was also a book series in my like preteen years. They were connected series. It was Holly Hart books, I believe it was. The Host is really good. I understand why it was good. But there also it was a preteen Christian book, so it really addressed a lot of the issues that I faced as a kid who wanted to be involved in church and wanted to follow God, but had to deal with the pressures of middle school. So I really liked that book, and so I read it often. It was an easy read. It was cheesy, but it also taught some good lessons. So I read those series a lot too. So if you have young girls, preteen girls, I'd actually really highly recommend it. They have updated the books, like they've pre-printed them since I had them. So they've updated it, and I had reread the reprint. I gave my original sets to somebody else, a family member who needed them for their kid. I had let them have it as a gift, and so then I rebought the series. But it was weird because where previously it had said things like Walkman or Discman, it had changed it to like MP3 player and cell phone. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. But yeah, cheesy's the best. So that's what I was reading over and over when I was younger. And now as an adult, I don't really have a book that I have read over and over recently. Cinderella is probably going to be read again, so I'm assuming that one's going to be one that I read a lot. And I believe the Caraval series is one that I'm going to read a lot. And possibly The Secret of a Heart Note. That one I feel like it was an easy read, and it was simple, but there was so much to it that it's one that I wouldn't get sick of, and it's so cute that it's just kind of fun to just go back to like sweet, cute, innocent little stories every once in a while. Hey guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can see all of my uploads. And also make sure you like the video if you liked it, and let me know what kind of books you'd love to hear about. Love to hear from you all. Bye. Subscribe.